the.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, that's fun.
There we are.
And then these prints.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Pass one down.
That's really cute.
These are gifts from Angelina. It's a coloring book of all her murals,
Oh,
including
nice.
ours.
That's really cool.
And then she also
nice.
sent these prints. So Daryl and Susan, I'm handing out these coloring books that our muralist Angelina gave us. So
No, you can't
it's
have it because you're
incentive
not
to come
here.
in person.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gosh, sorry.
I'll use my imagination. How's that?
Pick one.
That's fun.
Well, are we recording?
Do you know that council starts at 7?
Correct.
Okay.
Are you going?
Yeah, I'm receiving a proclamation.
Oh, right. It's Asian
Yeah.
Pacific Islander Month. Okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing for it?
Oh,
What kind of celebrations are you having? Or dare I ask?
every day.
Oh my gosh. You
Every
guys
day,
do
I'm
so
serious.
much.
But every Friday we're at Polo Park High School.
Oh,
Yeah, for the whole day.
and what do you
Different
do?
countries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like just doing performances or
No,
just
the
having
whole
a
thing
booth?
like a mini festival. Every Friday.
That is so cool.
With
So you
different
bring
countries.
everything.
Yeah.
You're amazing.
Oh my God.
Really?
There's over 1,000 students. And we
Yeah,
fed
just
them
bring
all.
it to them.
And
You
we
fed them all.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. As they come in for lunch, we got them during lunchtime.
Oh, there you go, Nikki.
You know what? You need to be on TV.
Unbelievable. There's so many students.
Yeah, it's
But
like
now
a whole city.
Now they're charging Clover Park with the, you know, the promise to do their stuff, their countries too. You know, they're Hispanic and Native Americans and.
You've started something.
You've lit the fire.
It's Louis' fault. It's Louis' fault. Louis set new standards for everybody.
You may.
Hello.
Give you room too.
You know what's
Susan.
interesting about this is I
This
ran
is
into
from
her
Couldn't
our
meet Julie
muralist,
if they called
the next morning at the coffee shop.
No way.
It's
Oh
like
my
going
gosh,
all her
that's so
murals.
funny.
I was like, everybody's here.
Everybody's here.
And those you can pick up.
Did y'all have a good weekend?
It was nice.
Good.
Yeah. And I'm lucky
And
because
don't
my
forget your
friends
Skittles.
know the people who have that big house right on the edge of it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. It's like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Twist my arm.
Yeah,
I'll come
right.
stay.
Oh, that's
How many colors? Today? Just today?
No, maybe about 2-3 weeks.
Hi, Sylvie. Okay, welcome everybody. I'll let Emily start the meeting. Happy May.
Hello, everybody on Zoom. Or are we on? Oh, yeah. Zoom. Hello. All right. So we are calling this meeting on May 6th to order. And the first order of business, do I have a motion to approve the minutes from our meeting on March 4th?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
All right. Thank you. Minutes are approved. There you are. Okay, and let's see. Now, no new business, it looks like. So we are moving on to the Public Art Committee, signal box wraps.
Hey, so since the last meeting, we didn't meet in April, just as a reminder, because we had our arts reception. But the subcommittee met and determined placement of the signal box wrap art. So we're going to show our PowerPoint. The next step is that City Council approves it and it's on their agenda. So I put together a PowerPoint to consolidate everything so you can see exactly what art is on which box. And just a reminder, these meetings are recorded and the artists do go back and listen. And so let's just keep that in mind as we go through. Yeah, so it's that one. You do such a good job. Okay. So this is just a summary of the locations, the artists, and then the name of the art, but that's just for reference, so we can go through the next slide. So Interstate 5 and 512 was Rebecca Morgan. We're gonna have her do her military art. Now, Earl, the thing is with that second, there's a second box at that intersection closer to the field, in the field, but it's not ours.
Oh,
So in a way, I don't know that we should be counting that because it's not ours.
Mm.
Don't worry about that, but it was on the map.
Mhm.
So that's what the city provided.
Okay,
So
how do you know it's not ours?
what?
How do you know it's not ours?
Well, if it was, I just assumed that everything that was on the map was within city boundaries.
Right.
And for us to be able to, and so it was on the map.
Oh, I thought you said it wasn't ours.
mm-mm.
No, I didn't say.
Oh, okay.
No.
Did I come from someplace else?
I don't know that. I thought you said it wasn't ours. Okay, I thought we had discussed that in both meetings. No, I made that up.
I don't
Yeah,
remember saying that.
Yeah, I don't recall that either.
They're so unlike you.
It could very well not be ours. but I don't.
All afternoon, I'm like, there is something.
No.
I'm pretty.
I mean, all I
sure
know is
this
that was
one
on the
is
map,
washed
so.
out.
Okay,
Whenever-
I'll double check everything. I did send everything to John Howe, up an engineer or Public Works to check, but, okay, so anyways, you will go right there, Rebecca Morgan. Then we'll go to the next slide. This is the other one. See, TBD box not owned by the city. So I made that up. Okay.
So that's a, yeah, double check that one.
So this was Bill Gibbs. So another military piece of art.
Was that the one that was farther off in the grass?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like on the road, it's, just,
Yeah.
you know, the exit.
Right.
Okay. This was Sushi by Adam Welsh on South Tacoma Way and 100th Street. And he'll obviously have to come up with some other art for the other sides of the boxes, but
Wasn't there another box at 512 at Pack Highway? South Dakota and South Dakota Way? Right outside Blackberry Diner?
I thought that was the first one, Rebecca Morgan.
No, I think
This
this
is
is
at
the one that's
5.
off the exit.
Across from the motorcycle store. The
Yeah,
leather
there's
store.
two. There's like right when you get off the exit of onto 512, there's a box right there with that no turn on red light. And then there's a second box right outside Black Bear Diner. Right there on the corner of 512 and South Dakota.
So this is what we decided in our meeting, subcommittee meeting. Are we missing a box?
I think we are like when we had discovered that we missed the box in our subcommittee meeting, and then the last PowerPoint that I had sent you, I added that box and I said, hey, here's the added one that I had missed originally.
Okay. You and
But
I
we
can
did pick,
circle
we
back
did
on
pick
that.
10. Because you know, we did discover that we had missed that box.
Okay.
So you're
Well-
saying this one was further down, a little further down on South Tacoma Way?
There are two, right when you get off the
Yeah.
freeway,
Yeah,
right
yeah, yeah.
there, and then there's one right outside the corner of Black Bear Diner.
Right, but the Adam Welsh one is the one at the dead end of the, or where 100th Street dead ends into, and it's
This
right at
one,
the sign,
yes,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm confused and we'll have to go back and get, I guess,
Okay.
addresses. So do we need, okay. So,
Where is it that South Tacoma Way leads into 100th Street?
right by the Dairy Queen? Like the Dairy Queen?
That's 100th
Yeah.
Street?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's 100th Street.
All right, so, all right, I'm confused. Let's keep going. This is 100th Street and 40th. Bill Gibbs, ICU and Rainbow Swirl.
That'll be some great color for that area.
Mhm.
This is Taylor Keller, Powerline Chat and Ode to Pets. On 100th.
And when will
Street.
these be put on?
Everything's measured, they're ready to go,
Oh,
so
nice,
probably in the next couple months.
nice.
Right, and then this is Celebrate Tet, which I love this one. And that's on 100th and David Lane.
That's across from Lowe's, right? Is that
Mhm.
David Lane?
Mhm.
The entrance to that, I forget the name of that little neighborhood there, but
Is there a name of it?
I thought it had a name.
Did you group that, right?
Yeah, but Diamond Boulevard is my marker.
His work is so beautiful.
Rodney King, so amazing work. He came to the April reception. I asked him if he'd come and just check out the space and introduce himself. And he is going to be our rotating artist for first quarter 2025 to coincide with MLK and Black History Month. And that'll be really amazing. And we actually set the date for, I want to say Monday, January 13th. But anyways, so he's fabulous. So that'll be 100th at Lakewood, yeah. Okay, and then this Lakewood and Bridgeport is a taste of Lakewood. And then Holly Robin is Upstream and Ice Cream Sunset on 100th and 59th Avenue. And then Lori Davenport, you know, everything she does is amazing, so we'll let her use her discretion, but these are a couple in particular that we like. And then, that's okay. So this is Christine Westfall, complimenting the green heron is the water lily. Yeah, and so those are the new ones so far. And then these are the ones we've done to date, the 22 that we've done to date. And then, so are there any questions on that? So we just need to, we'll circle back after the meeting
Mhm.
and figure the other piece out. Of course, we have a host of artists that weren't selected, but then we have a host of artists that we said yes to, but they're not designated a box, but they've been notified. Yes, they were chosen because we selected them in January and then more artists rolled in. So I wanted to go through those and see what we want to do with these artists. I did a drive-by on Pacific Highway.
Sally did a drive-by.
I did a drive-by. And I found 6 more locations. So I started, and Earl, you're the guy here, so you're the location guy. I started at, exit 124, so Gravelly Lake Drive exit.
Yep.
And I started there in Pacific Highway and just went down Pacific Highway
Yep.
from there. But right there at the Gravelly Lake and Bridgeport, there's gas stations on either side, and there's a box right there at that light, a double box.
Mhm.
And so that was one. And then if you keep going, there's one at 47th and Pacific Highway. At the light right after that, at the fire station, which is Montgrove and
Mhm.
Pacific Highway, 100th Street and Pacific Highway, and then South Tacoma and Pacific Highway.
Nice.
So I thought, I
Yeah.
mean, we could just do all those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they're
that'd be great.
all double boxes, and that would be 6. And so I'm gonna show the PowerPoint, and you'll recognize these because we said, yeah, some were maybes, but the most we said yes to, so I feel, an obligation to. Yeah, it's the colorful splash.
Oh, I'm
Sorry,
so sorry.
Lonnie.
Have they put seats with you?
And the other thing is, some of these artists, they just have like Celebrate Tet, but if he's got a whole box, that's 4 sides. And if it's a double box, it's 2 boxes. And so I don't know if we can combine artists or not, but okay. I
that might
feel
be
your-
a slippery slope.
Yeah, I think so. I know, yeah. But okay, so let's go back through these and see now, what we think. So this was Annie Lynn in Bloom. She submitted, I think, in January, and we said, yes to that. But in the end, we didn't pick a location. Remember her? Okay. And she already has it designed for a box.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And then we said yes to Ashley Morgan for these. Which are super amazing. They're a little darker, and I think that's why we didn't pick them in the subcommittee, because we were looking for a lot of color in these particular locations. Right?
Mhm.
And then Brandy Lapointe, a lot of experience, really cool Native American art. She's from the Pacific Northwest. She's got a second one too, Lonnie. I mean, Nikki. So,
Yeah, because we spoke about the middle one.
mhm.
Oh, right, yeah.
And then Charles Burt, really, this was the only one, the one with the flag and the photo, there was controversy about. And then did I include a second one on him? Yeah, so then, but he also had this Target one, and I didn't know if that was. I didn't have in my notes that we said yes to the Target, the Gunner, it's called something Gunner. If that's too,
He told me, I overheard him talking, this is a random sideline, but apparently that's a self-portrait. So he has an image of himself from me years
Oh.
ago, and that's him. I thought, wow, that was a juicy little tidbit on that piece of art.
so how does everyone feel like, I mean, again, on Pacific Highway, that's very military.
I like
A
the,
little too dark.
It's definitely
The face.
darker.
Boots are good.
Yeah, the boots are good, but if I was in my car driving by, it would be hard for me to see the face.
Well, you can only see half of the face anyway, and because it's the rest of it is in shadow.
Mm.
Which we talked about isn't good for tagging because they want solid dark spaces like that. What do you think, Susan?
Oh, well, is the question about the target? Because I don't know about that on, this is public art, this is city art. And I don't know about the having that target as part of your collection.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
As a, private, we've shown this piece at Lake Wall, but that we're a private institution and it's a very contained environment. But you don't want, anyway, I don't need to say anymore.
I could see where we would get some pushback from this one, not because the subject matter, but just maybe the connotations of, someone might read this as, well, that's a sniper. That's not a military person.
Yeah.
And that might, although well-intended, that one might be a little bit more controversial.
I agree with you, Daryl. That's what I think. And we don't want to incite anything.
No.
Yeah, when I look at it closer, that's what I do, is the sniper.
Yeah. Well, it was, it wasn't a sniper, but anyway.
You have an earpiece. He's
Yeah.
either a tanker or a pilot.
So I have a question. When we just have one piece of art, like the boots, and we have a box that needs 4 sides or 2 boxes for 8 sides, how do we just put this person on a wait list until they add more art that we could consider? I feel like we need, I think that's why a lot of these people we said yes to, but then we didn't ultimately choose them because they just had one piece. Obviously that wasn't the case with Annie Lynn, but since I did follow up and say, yes, a piece of your art was chosen, how shall I respond? Should I respond in that fashion that?
Can we combine like artist pieces?
Well, we were saying how that could get really difficult if they're.
Yeah, I wouldn't do
I
that.
can talk to Print Northwest and see. If the box is actually divided up like that, or if it's, how that would work.
He has more art. I don't know why he hasn't sent more art. And he's always painting, so it won't be long before you have more pieces by him.
And then he has to be able to digitize it. Do you think that'll be a problem, Susan? Do you think he can do that?
I think he can do that. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll go through these and then we'll circle back and so the next one is a student artist, Charlotte Hanley, who did the Tree of Life and the Path. She did some others, but these are the ones we selected. Again, it's not enough to go around the box. But this group liked her work. Any thoughts on that now that you're seeing it again? So she's a senior at Harrison Prep.
I like it. It's different. I mean, it's not all a lot of different colors. It's got like a theme to
It reminds me of Cocoon. Remember that movie Cocoon?
it. Yeah. You are.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Won the Academy Award.
Yeah, it was like the 80s.
Was it Opie directed it?
How many students do we have on boxes right now? Just the one?
Just the one.
So it would
And
be
then
nice-
2 are on the wait list and 1, 2, 3, 4 were rejected. All right, well, let's go on and we can circle back. So the next one is Diney Winkle, and she's called me several times. She submitted in 2023. She was really excited to be selected, but then didn't really make the final cut for the 10 boxes. So
Could put her on an upcoming box.
again, it's 2 pieces. So what do we do?
Is there harm in replicating? So 2 and 2, just for visibility to ensure that that piece is seen extra, depends on location.
Well, a lot of time one side is invisible
Hidden.
anyways.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We thought the same thing about the koi fish one. Cause that was just one piece and it turned out in a box. So.
Mhm. Yeah, it wrapped in the box, yeah. Okay. This is Kelly Loney's, it's all native plants. That would certainly wrap a box, because there's kind of no beginning, no end, whereas like the boots have to be on one frame, right?
Mhm.
This is Madison Wild Octopus and Mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have any thoughts on this now, seeing this?
Well, we had selected, I think, only the mushrooms, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So let me make a note of that. and Nikki, you should make a note. of that. Selected only mushrooms.
Says that on your spreadsheet.
Mushroom backdrop only. Okay. Renee Taylor, salmon adventure only. So that would wrap one box easily.
You know, I really liked this piece and I still do. But now that I've seen it in use in Puyallup, I don't know that I want to replicate, or, you know, a version of it. I don't know if it's the exact same one. But I'm pretty confident this is the same artist in Puyallup.
remember that. When she said it, I'm like, God, it's like I could swore I had seen that at
It's like on Canyon and 94th or something, and
and I don't know if I'm a big fan of them submitting art that they wrapped on. It's just, I don't want to have something where another city has already had
Right.
it. I mean,
I agree with you,
I
Earl.
mean, this is kind of like, I don't know.
well, and because we have other choices.
We have other
Yes.
choices.
So
Yeah.
It's like maybe we should start asking that question, whether or not they've already submitted this to.
Yeah.
You know, in King County, fine, but in Pierce County, it'd be nice to have it be original.
Yeah.
I
Agree.
like, that. Maybe we could ask.
Yeah, maybe we can build that into our,
And if it hasn't been, I think it's.
yeah, in the call
Yeah.
to artists,
Yeah.
they could just answer that question. So,
Yeah.
All right, so I'll give her a call. And then Ron Snowden was a maybe. We loved his work, but we wanted to make sure that we knew who these Native Americans were, and he said that he could make any that we wanted. And was really amenable to that.
We can't put them on public without their permission, correct?
yeah,
Exactly.
Did you mention that to the artist? And he should know that, she.
I believe I did. But I needed to start with knowing the names, because knowing who to contact, but he wasn't sure. And so he would essentially make new ones with the ones that we wanted from this area that
So
had
you-
something to do with our history.
So do you think he got those from somewhere and copied over, or? But that,
He's such a well-known, well-respected, he has 3 pages of awards, so I'm sure he followed protocol.
yeah,
But that's a good question. If he doesn't know their names, he could get their. I will call. Okay. And
Good.
then,
I'm not sure those tribes are all in the Northwest,
yeah, that's another thing.
no, they weren't all. There was
which
some
may
in them.
cause, if we're gonna
Yeah.
do something,
yeah.
should resonate with the Native Americans area.
Do you have someone at the tribes you can ask about those things?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then, this isn't our other student, so there were 2, the balance of the earth and the spirit spiral. This is just his process, so. This was the balance of the, or the spirits, by the way. And then that was balance of the earth.
You know, what could be interesting is since this is the same teacher, art teacher from Stillicum,
Mhm.
art, high school, I think, submitting these. I would love to see the two student work. I mean, maybe we find one of the ones that has two boxes. And the students maybe would be agreeable to each having a box. So the one with the trees, I think, is interesting because those are already formatted for the taller, narrower box. And then this gentleman's could be maybe the bigger, wider box. And maybe the teachers would be agreeable to working with them and Print Northwest and figuring out the logistics of all of that.
Mhm. Yeah,
That could be an interesting way to broach the, what do we do about a shared set of boxes? And they're students. I mean, they'd be super, I think would just be
Uh-huh.
super excited to have their work. And the teacher would be, I mean, that teacher obviously has worked hard to be starting to submit stuff to this process, so.
Yeah, I agree. I think getting more students would be.
Yeah, it just might create a lot of motivation. On a lot of
Okay.
levels.
yeah.
So just a thought. I don't know if anybody else wants to chime in on that. That doesn't necessarily,
Good job.
Thank you.
doesn't mean it's a good one, but
I like that idea.
yeah.
Um. And then we'll go to Trisha. So she did this collage.
I do still love this one.
Yeah. You can't help it.
I mean, people are gonna like it, you know?
So let's go back to the beginning and see, let's say we did these one, so this is 6 boxes. If we added the ones on along Pacific Highway, the majority are double boxes. So let's just say, this can wrap a whole box. But if there's 2 boxes, there's no reason we couldn't do, for example, hers. And then, one of like Diney Winkle's, or, and then Diney Winkle has the bigger box, you know what I mean? There's 2 boxes, so we can separate those out, and we
Yeah.
did that in front of Chick-fil-A. We have 2 different artists.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't think that they would mind like 2 different art, like, you know, one artist on one box, one artist on the other. I mean, I think maybe an artist would mind if we split the one single box and, you know, put 2 artists on one box, but for a double box, I don't think the artists would mind, you know, being up next to each other.
So let's think through what ones would go together. So we have, you know, you've got your sheet here, and this helps, this sheet here, because it's the waitlist sheet we're looking at, and it says the art. So if you can kind of look and think through, if they're all double boxes, which ones would go together? Because there's 1, 2, 3.
Well, if we did the
11,
student
12
one.
minus, so there's 11 artists, because Ron Snowden,
I think.
well,
well, I
12
think-
artists,
go ahead.
so it's and 6 boxes, so it's perfect, it's 2 per location. If we want to do that. Or we can just. Let's start with if there's 2 complementary ones. We don't have to do it with all of them, but if it really makes sense.
I think, I'm just gonna throw this out here. So I like the 2 students together, obviously. I threw that out already. This one with Dinky Winkle, I only remember. Is that what it? Oh, sorry, I'm reading through my, sorry, that was terrible. Dinny Winkle.
Tiny.
Diney, I should not, I'm reading, using my reading glasses to read the big screen. That's terrible. We're such good friends. I've given them a nickname. But I remember approving the Northern Light. And I think that one would be interesting on its own. That could wrap a whole one of the taller narrow boxes.
Yeah.
And because the art keeps flowing, which I think would be interesting from different angles, depending on how you're seeing it. And then
I couldn't remember if we approved it.
I remember the Northern Lights.
Yeah, I
one.
remember that one. The one with the
I don't
cherry
think
on
we
top.
did.
we
I think
did.
ultimately we didn't do it. I don't remember that.
There was a lot
And
of.
Sally, is this the artist that it's the second time around for consideration?
Right.
Correct.
I think we should give that a definite nod.
Okay, and
Is
we'll
there
do
one
northern.
I mean, the work is strong enough, but just on courtesy that she's submitted
But-
twice. So
But just the Northern Nights, because we didn't approve the
okay.
ice cream sundae mountain.
Right. And then I think that one would pair really interesting with,
Wait, sorry, did you say the smaller or bigger box?
I think the Northern Light would be really good on one of the smaller boxes, because it would. I mean, if you kind of divide that up into 4 sides, I
Yeah.
think that's really interesting, because every side that
Mhm.
it's like a panorama that's wrapping around. And I think it's Brandy LaPointe. Was she the
She's
one
the
that
Native
she had the
American.
native
She
that
was
with
the
the,
third one.
yeah, that
Yeah.
the one with that spirits and symmetry.
Uh-huh.
I think those two would be, I just personally think
Those
those
other
would,
one? That one?
that
Oh, they're in
one,
the middle.
yeah.
With the purple color. And she'd be
And then the
large.
moon, because there's the flowing and the colors, and I don't know, I think those two,
That's it.
in my head, those
I
two
can see that.
those two complement each other if we're gonna ask for a pairing.
Yeah, I can really see that.
And this one's a little lighter.
Yeah. I just think those two could be really cool together. But speak up.
No,
I think it's a really good thought. I mean,
Yeah.
I like,
I go with it.
plus
Okay.
there's some color in that one that
Mhm.
picked up from the Northern Light.
Yeah. Well, and the pattern and the textures are not the same in each of them, but they both have pattern and texture, which I think is interesting.
Okay.
Nice work,
Awesome.
Lonnie.
Good
Yeah.
work.
you-
Good work.
Now I gotta come up for a nickname with a nickname
Okay.
for Brandy too, because I've already done that for the other artist.
So what would pair well with the dog collage?
I have a
Which is the
random,
last
I have
one.
a random thought on that one, which maybe is not quite on this list, but do we have a box anywhere near the dog park at some point
Well,
that
I'm
could
not
get wrapped?
sure if the new roundabout has a tower inside of
You know what? They want to wrap the inside of the bathrooms.
it.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that would
actually.
be really fun.
Yes.
That's very whimsical.
And doesn't Springbrook have a new dog park too?
Mhm.
I just think that it's so, I mean, it's not just pets, it's clearly dog. And we're so well known for our dog park
Yeah,
and or parks if Springbrook. I was over at Springbrook today. I think isn't that a whole new dog
hey,
park
Sally,
enclosure there?
Yeah.
trying to look
What's-
male.
Oh,
Sally,
sorry, you can't. Too late. No, you have to come back tomorrow.
Okay.
Ward's Lake is also gonna have a new dog park as well.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
kind of,
another
I
location.
just throw that out that we find something that's specific to one of our.
they want to wrap the inside of the bathrooms? That's what she
Yeah.
said? Wow,
Because they're getting tagged so much.
yeah,
And Ward's Lake is having a new dog park.
and there are
Mhm.
4 bathrooms.
So let's say she's a yes and will be placed near a dog park.
Specialty place.
Time TBD. Okay. And then let's go back up to yeah, it's interesting. We have these really floral ones like In Bloom and Then we've got the more somber ones like the boots from Charles Burt. So let's just go back up to the very first one and start there and work. So in blue. What would fit a big box or a small box? It's already divided up. And then what would, we've got the mushrooms.
That's what
I was gonna just say the mushroom.
The mushrooms could
And
actually
that's
fit
tiny,
the
so
smaller box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost, you could divide it in four and they're tall and
I like
narrow
those
panels.
I like the
Yeah.
flowers.
And then, yeah, the flowers and the colors are complementary. They're different styles still, but
That octopus might go kind of cool with some of the orcas.
I didn't know if the orcas and salmon would go together.
You know, because there's the darker orcas, like those, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ones, yeah.
But then that would be a lack of color all the way around.
well, depending on how we place the box though. I mean, I'm not opposed to a box that's not,
A little on the darker side.
yeah. Dark side.
Okay, so let's go to Ashley. So we did the first one there, and then we're gonna go to the next one, which is Ashley Morgan. So she has enough to cover easily all sides of a big box.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a question of the next box.
Can we give her her own set?
Yeah.
I feel like she had enough work.
She
I
had a
mean,
lot.
we could maybe ask her,
Uh-huh.
I mean, we, and I still stand by this, we liked the orcas specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't need narwhals. I mean, they're cute. I like narwhals, but they're not, you know. But maybe she has some more.
She had a lot. She had like a mermaid and
She may have other pieces that she didn't submit to us, I guess,
okay.
is what I'm saying. Cause
Yeah.
I felt like she had a pretty big portfolio that she submitted, so
She did.
She
and
may
she
have,
did.
she may have more
Okay,
pieces that we.
so
could
we'll
work with
just
her.
put 2 boxes. She'll get her own box. Okay, and then that takes us down to, that leaves Charles Burt, Kelly Loney with, so Charles Burt, and then that's Charles Burt, and then this is Kelly Loney next. And then Ron Snowden.
I think we need to just circle back to Ron on a more specialized project.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
I agree. We,
I mean, I think we have some stuff that might be going on at Fort
Yeah.
Slocum Park. And if he's, I mean, he seems very agreeable to doing some tailored work for that. So maybe he's not even signal bot, you know, maybe he's.
Okay. So then that leaves Charles Burt and Kelly Loney. We could just, Susan, it sounds like Charles has a lot more art. So we
Yeah.
could give him, should we just give him a small box and have Kelly Loney do the big box? and do
yeah,
it By
Yeah.
side?
yeah, let's do something like that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Oh my God, can I read my own writing here? I've got all these little-
His ability to draw.
Okay, so we're doing Charles
I think
Burt,
he's-
small box. And Kelly.
I think that's charcoal or, right, or graphite maybe? It's talented.
Sharing. Okay, okay. Wow. I think we have got it. And I think my notes are clear, and then I'll circle back with you on the 512 one. Okay.
Cool.
Any other thoughts before we move on? Okay, what is next, Emily?
The rotating art reception recap with Pierce College faculty. That was our
Do
monthly.
you want to lead that discussion? You were there.
Yeah, no, I think, I was there for like the first hour, so I don't know what attendance was like the second hour, but, all the faculty were really pleased with the show. And just the whole process in general, everybody had great things to say about the ease of, getting the art there and all
Oh,
of that.
good.
So the process itself went very well. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so they were very appreciative of that.
I have tape. None of them need it.
Lonnie has drills in her pocket.
Yeah, that's right. No.
And I'm very grateful to let that now they know like what it can look like for the students.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So thank you for everyone who came and made an appearance.
Side note or question. What is the timeline? They were gonna redo the hall outside the chambers, so we could use that part of the. What's going on? with that
Mary
timeline?
said that that's gonna be quite a process,
Okay,
depending on what they decide to do.
so they haven't.
So it's
they haven't-
nothing
They
that's gonna
haven't
be
started the
this
ball
year.
rolling or anything like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It won't be this year.
Okay.
So, the attendance was lower. And so I think what we're really discovering is the artist brings the people. So Ron Snowden's was the biggest by far. He's super well known. I don't know if we can change that. Yeah, so that remains to be seen. The next show is Sylvie and Lori Davenport's. I would love to get a ton of people there because the art is so good.
Mhm.
I mean, it's so good. So maybe
Mhm.
we can brainstorm how can we get the word out better for these receptions. Or does anyone have thoughts? Like, that's just a terrible night. Don't have it Monday nights or have it during the day or, I mean, any
Not
thoughts
during
at all?
the day.
Anyways, think about it.
I don't know that I don't know that a Monday evening is bad.
No,
I mean, most art, art galleries and all of that, they have their, whatever their designated day of the week is, the first Thursday or so I'm not sure that.
and I think Mondays are always a little bit slower day of the week in general.
Yeah. So people are available theoretically.
Yeah.
Maybe Susan can weigh in because they have art shows at Lakewold.
Yeah.
What do you think, Susan?
Well, the only thing I was thinking about as you were talking about, and which we had talked about initially, is we could do some kind of joint marketing for our respective exhibitions. But it is, we do ours openings on Friday evenings. And our last one was our Ukrainian refugee artists, which is still up, folks, if you want to go see it. And it was packed. But again, it really depends on the artist, as we were saying. We had Eric Fremstadt was a beautiful, beautiful show, and we actually did not get a lot of people for him, but very, very singular work. So it really depends. I mean, if the city's up to it, we could talk about joint marketing. Then you could have access to our mailing list, maybe.
And Susan, I was about to ask you a question also. You have some ties with Tacoma Arts Live, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Is it possible that we might be able to reach out to them and they could help promote and collaborate in something like that?
I don't know whether they will, but you could try.
Oh, okay. That was delicately put. All right.
Weren't we doing it on Mondays so that the city council would come? Is that why we were doing it on Mondays?
Yeah, so the city council meets that night, so people naturally come, the building's open, and the student leadership group also meets. that night. So they're exposed to it.
I like Susan's Friday nights because then it's like a night out too.
Yeah, I mean, we would have to be, if we both have openings on Friday nights, we'll have to make it into sort of a, like a third Thursday, like they do in Seattle and Tacoma, kind of event, so that we don't, we promote each other.
So I have a question. You obviously send this out to your mailing list, but you said some artists don't get more than others. So do you feel like it's really the artist that's promoting it more than that makes the difference? Their outreach?
Yeah,
Artists don't do outreach. Not our artists.
I mean, some artists are just, better. Well, they have a greater media presence. The particular artist I referenced was from Olympia, and he didn't have a great social media presence, but his work was stunning, absolutely stunning. And we're trying to help him in other ways now. But it depends a lot on the artist. And gosh, who knows what else? Just a plethora of other things. I mean, with the Ukrainians, there was just so much. I mean, we had so many people there.
Yeah, but were they Ukrainian people or just different kinds of people?
There was a large presence of Ukrainian people, and they were dressed in costume and singing and
Because
dancing.
that's what happens to ours too. When we present our artists, it's the people who belong to those countries. They're the ones.
Yes, absolutely. I would agree with that.
It's a pride and yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But we might get a lot of people at ours because Queen Lua is in the show.
And then also we try to mix in other things, food and dancing and so forth, because you have to attract the audience,
right?
In some way. You can't just have them come and look at the pictures or whatever. So
yeah,
the live jazz has been nice with Maurice, but it is a little too loud. I guess.
Well, you have food as well at your reception, so there's food.
Food and live jazz. We don't have room for dance.
I dance. Come on.
And you can't have alcohol. So
Lonnie's not there. They're like, where's the dancing girl?
So Lonnie, are you saying we can count on you to do a little dance?
The bad live performance, that would be me. Yeah, there you go.
We have the life of the party, the jazz, and the artists.
There you go. Yeah. I think for City Hall, Monday still makes sense because it is when we're open to the public because of whatever is going on at city council meetings. So,
people are coming in and out. At least we have that.
We're gonna be giving exposure to folks who don't even, and that did happen at this last one. There were folks who had come through and they were going to whatever was happening that night at city council. And they definitely were like, well, what is all this? You know? And I said, oh, well, it's a arts reception, grab a plate of food and walk around and take a look. And
it might get them in a better mindset for the.
I mean, honestly, that's true. Depending on why they're here. That's right.
I know the city, I could do a better job getting street signage out. And I know that is always the number one way people hear about things. So I really got to get it on my calendar, and Lonnie, that at least 2 weeks ahead of time, we get signage out.
Yeah, I like that.
I think driving it on social media as well as a follow-up, like here's what you missed Monday. And highlighting the musician out
That's a good
there.
idea.
Oh, that's
Showing the
clever.
Some
food.
pictures and everything, and yeah, I like that
Because
idea.
then
A
people
little
wanna put it on
reel
their calendars.
about it.
Yeah.
So they can visualize what it is.
Right.
or do a live stream as well.
But doesn't the Lakewood magazine come out at the same time? Doesn't it? Isn't that quarterly?
well, the Lakewood Cities magazine, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I mean, it comes out at the same quarterly time, right? And we're not advertising in our own magazine?
I always ask for it to be put in there.
Huh, I
Um,
wonder, that's interesting.
Some of it have been timing in the past if we haven't, because that magazine has, it goes to
Sure.
print weeks
Way ahead of time,
before,
yeah.
before it actually gets distributed. So this year we do have a plan. I mean,
yeah.
like we know in advance, well in advance to be able to maybe
Mhm.
get it in with communications on that.
Yeah, and
Growing pains.
I'd like to add it to our agenda for next month to actually plan out 2025. We've got Rodney King, and then, we had so many wonderful submissions for this signal box art. We could pick, I'd love to see Lori Davenport do a show. Well, I guess she is doing a show. But anyways, some of the other artists that submitted for the signal boxes just have great art, and maybe Susan, you could submit some things to me before then so I can show some art and we can select our 2025 artists
Okay,
like
Yeah.
that one. Okay.
Do we have any money for publicity? I mean,
Any what?
quote, money. A small amount of money. I mean, you can buy ads in the Sub-Times that runs for 30 days. And
Oh, yeah, yeah.
you could say, the art, the ad rotates. It's not always in the right place. It disappears.
Mhm.
But with the History Museum, we found it to be very effective.
Okay, I'll write that down.
There's a lot of people that read the sometimes.
Well, they do. They
Yeah.
buy it, so,
Yeah.
everybody did.
A lot of people do.
They reach 20,000 people. And I think you can buy a small ad for $2.50 and you could have the artist's name and where to go.
Okay, I'll talk to Bruna about that.
But don't take it out of the food budget.
To get out of
Absolutely
Phil's
not.
budget.
Yeah, take it out of Phil.
Santa's budget.
Ho, ho, ho.
Cool. So that's the third quarter artist. So the reception is set for September 16th, 5 to 7 p.m.
Put it on your calendar, everybody, September 16th, Sylvie and Lori.
I'm gonna probably miss that one. I'm just gonna be getting back.
From Africa.
I know, I think I get back on the 15th, so I'm probably not gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna go to an artist reception.
So where are you going?
I'm going to Africa for
Wow.
2 weeks.
Very cool.
Yeah, I put a save the date on everybody's calendar.
Monday, the 16th of September.
Already got it down.
All right,
There's
and
that
then,
Facebook
Good on
stuff.
you.
Yeah,
Okay, I
kinda,
didn't.
I even surprised myself.
so then our fourth quarter artist are Pierce College students.
Yeah, and I wanted to set a date so
Yeah.
that we can really do that in advance. Do you think you can instigate that?
I can, yep. I'll talk to the faculty.
I imagine we'd want to do October.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I had told them that was kind of the month we were looking at. So,
Okay.
Yep.
And again, because that Connection magazine goes out so far in advance, if you can
Yep.
nail them down. So,
Sally, I turned in Lori's and my article that was requested a long time ago, but I haven't heard from Bryn. Did you hear anything?
did you CC me on that?
Mm-hmm.
When did you send that?
Like over a month ago.
Was it for the invitation for, just brief me on what you sent?
It was just, you said you wanted to write up about the art exhibit. So
Mhm.
I submitted from both of us.
There's a postcard stuck in there.
I think you had said it was for the magazine because you needed well in advance. But I think also that Bryn was out of town during that time.
Okay. I know she's here now and then gone again, so I don't know if you want to resend it to both of us and just say, did you get this?
Okay.
I thought she replied.
I didn't get a reply. That I know of.
Okay, wonderful. We'll get that up.
All right, and I don't see anything, any updates from the Performing Art Committee. So next meeting is June 3rd, same time, same place.
And the next day is opening day of the farmer's market, June 4th. So put it on your calendar to come out, June 4th, Fort Silicon Park Farmer's Market,
Okay,
What time?
thank
2 to
you.
7 p.m.
My granddaughter, one of them loves your farmer's market. So she's already telling her grandpa.
One of the 36. One of the 36 children and grandchildren.
Thirties.
At least there's one out of the whole covey of. I love it.
She loves going there.
That's
How many
cute.
kids do you have?
I have 21.
I was close.
21? Wow.
Yeah.
Are we included?
No.
All of the whole Lakewood community is Lua's. You're the matriarch.
And only half of them are married. Only half of them gave me 36 kids.
Wow, that's incredible.
The math will keep working.
Yeah.
Wow. And 2 grandkids.
Invite
I
them
mean,
to the art
great-grandkids.
exhibit. We'll fill the place.
Oh.
Cool. Are there any other comments from anybody on Zoom or in the room?
Yeah, Phil, have you gotten my messages?
Beg your pardon?
Have you gotten my messages?
Not that I know of. What?
She's making sure she gets all her messages checked. Before she gets
Well,
all
that's I didn't, Brendan, no, you didn't. This is not a good track record. Smart.
She already did Sally, now it's your turn. Did you get her messages?
No. What's the subject? I don't even,
Well, I had given you a call and I needed to call back.
what's the subject?
We'll discuss it.
We'll discuss it. Oh, okay.
Call her, give her a call.
Yeah.
To
Well,
be determined.
well, could you resend it, please? Because if I don't know the number, I usually don't answer the
One
phone.
more of these.
Okay,
So if there are no comments, we are
But,
officially adjourned.
Yeah.
thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Well, I just want to make sure that everyone.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, yeah,
If you
yeah.
Let me give you.
If I don't see it in a couple days, I'll contact you.
Okay, thank
But I'd
you.
appreciate it if you could resend it.